Hey, it's Deucy, and I'm on episode 8 of Ramen On a Friday. Today I got another guest. Every single time I got a freaking guest. You know what I mean? I'm gonna start making fun of the squids by myself eventually. But you can laugh. Introduce yourself, my Red.
I'm RedRover.
RedRover, the moniker, aka Mr. Miyagi.
Yeah, we'll go with that. Wax on, wax off.
Wax on, wax off.
First time doing this, I don't know.
Man, it's okay, man. When it's your first time doing it, it's like
Just
it's
be
like,
gentle.
It's not even just you saying it like it's sex or something. But nah, it's like therapeutic when you're having a conversation with somebody about something. So like me and you was having a conversation before about Destiny, and I watch a lot of like. I always make fun of the writing of television shows.
Yeah, because it's usually so
because the
far-fetched.
plot is always based around Destiny.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, because it's an interesting thing. People like to think that shit like exists.
Like Star Wars with Luke Skywalker, like
and the Force and all that shit.
Yeah, how to you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
being the chosen one, like
you are the chosen one.
Well, yeah, because people want to like dream that they're that fucking person, wouldn't you? Like.
I do.
You want to be the main character, destined for glory.
I do. I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes I like the bad guy.
Well, yeah, because he's
I heard 50 Cent one time say rapping a song. He said, I watch movies till the good guy dies. You know what I mean? And I was like,
he must not be watching a lot of movies though.
I was like, you know what I mean?
No, I hear you.
But. Oh, like he was basically saying in a reference, like, oh, the good guy, the bad guy is the more intriguing character in the situation.
Yeah, usually, because he's more of a complex character and like not like this morally rigid compass that's like this is right, and it's like that's what you perceive as right.
No. What I was gonna get into was like most of the time. We create these characters out of entrepreneurs that like do shit, and people just think, well, whoa, I could just be like him. Like I remember like thinking when I watched that what is it?
The Mark Zuckerberg movie.
The Mark Zuckerberg movie.
Yeah, the social media movie.
And like it made me realize like people want to look up to like drug dealers and stuff like that, or just whatever you want to look up, drug dealer, basketball player, entrepreneur, whatever, right? But they fail to like pay attention to like the underlying truth as to how that person became that person.
And which is
like Mark Zuckerberg, so he's a Harvard dropout, right?
Yeah. So
this guy went through all of this stuff just to go to Harvard to drop out and then create the Facebook, which made him tons of money.
Yeah,
right? But go ahead.
No.
He did. He turned on all these people, and then he got all these lawsuits and all this other stuff. But people don't pay attention to shit like that. They're just paying attention to.
That's because
I can come up with this great idea like Mark Zuckerberg, and then one day I'll be famous.
Because they're thinking about the glitz and the glory, man. They want to have that awesome end goal. They're not gonna think of the negative shit because then they're gonna be like, oh man. I gotta be careful,
But do you think that he dropped
from the dream?
But you still think that he dropped out of Harvard because that was his destiny?
No, he dropped out of Harvard because he probably fucked off, and that just was a chain reaction of shit that happened.
But the movie created that.
Well, yeah, because that sells better to people.
Exactly.
Yeah, because people like to be disillusioned, like, oh, you're preordained to be successful if you're successful. It's like, Gumby, he told me one time at the basketball courts that he was getting pissed off at somebody because they were trying to talk to them about like religious destiny and like God controls everything, and he's like, that's bullshit. Like, watch, and he shoots his shot because we were at the basketball courts. And he misses. And he's like, if I would have made it, they would have been like, oh, God predestined that you were going to make it. And if I missed, then he predestined. If I missed, then he predestined I was going to miss it. He's like, that's bullshit. Like, why does he care about a basketball shot? Like,
I don't look at it that way.
Yeah.
I was raised different. I mean, I believe in God, but I don't look at it that way.
Yeah.
I look at it as like you create your own destiny, but God can give you a push to help you on your way.
Yeah, I don't like that. I don't like any of that.
Yeah.
I mean,
no.
I don't like the idea of somebody controlling me and my actions. I mean, I do believe that people and things can be predictable. Like, if you were to study someone, you would see a pattern. You would be able to predict their shit. If you watch something or someone long enough, you can. People, I think, for the most part,
but it's always the American dream. Like, look at how people look at what's that guy's name? Steve Jobs. Mm-hmm. They do the same thing with Steve Jobs. Like, literally the same thing. Like, they're just like, whoa, what did he do? He dropped out of high school, didn't he? Or something. I don't. But they were just like, they always bring that up. Like, he's the smartest man in the world. He built his own company.
Yeah, because the education system probably sucks in America. That's more of a look
That's the other thing, too.
Education system, not really, it's destined that they dropped out. Not really. It just happened to be that they might have been too smart for school, and they were like, fuck this. Like...
Exactly.
It's very strict. They're, especially now. I don't think they're funded well enough. But I think education's too strict in some aspects. But I'm not.
I think it's the crossroads. System,
so I'm sorry to any teachers listening to this.
No,
I'm kidding.
You don't have to apologize. I think the cross between, because some people do need school. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like that's why like trade schools get pushed so much. Well, right?
Yeah.
But, like, I think the cross between, like, nowadays where people just want to immediately, like, start things.
Like, be immediately successful? And, like, or just immediately, like, a star?
If I wanted to sell tennis shoes, right? Uh-huh. See, it's because of the flip side of America, right? If I wanted to sell tennis shoes, right? I could easily go online right now, go find a whole bunch of tennis shoes for cheap. Yeah. And then sell them for double the price to someone else.
I mean, yeah, but that doesn't mean that you'll succeed.
Exactly.
Like, not everybody's going to be like, I'm going to buy these shoes from this random dude.
It comes with work and marketing and how you handle yourself. But then some people just think that they could just do that.
Because they're destined to succeed?
They're destined to succeed.
Because they're retarded. I shouldn't use that word, but yeah, no, that's just what it is, man. You're stupid if you think I'm just going to go do something and I'm going to do well, I'm good. Like, it's okay to have that positive attitude.
Exactly.
That. Yeah. But you shouldn't be like, it's fate. Like, I'm for sure. There's no doubt in my mind to be a cocky, arrogant douchebag and be like, I'm going to win. Because I'm the main character.
Yeah.
I got plot armor, baby.
They watch too much television.
Or something.
No, because even if it's not television, Facebook and Instagram created like an aura for like people to be like, hey, I can be this.
Yeah.
I am this.
Yeah, because you're behind a keyboard and you can pretend to be whatever you want. I'm not going to go investigating. Some people might, but that's just not worth my time. And good for you if you tricking everybody into thinking you're doing well. You're like this.
Okay, so what about the stories of girls? Like, I always be looking at Facebook and I'll see this girl. Me and my mom had got into it about families like taking pictures together, and it's like, oh, I'm rude because she didn't say I was rude, but it's like I could just tell from her aura, like, whoa, we're a family, so we should all wear sweaters together and take a picture. But really, that's like, it's the same thing with girls, like when they want to get married, right?
Yeah.
This whole fantasy is being sold by this girl, right, that you knew in high school. She met this guy. And now every single time you scroll her Facebook, it creates a vision.
Like the perfect marriage, perfect wedding.
When the whole time they have all different types of fuck shit going on.
Well, yeah. Do you want to announce that shit to everybody on Facebook?
No, you don't have to. You don't have to.
Yeah, they want to tell everybody everything's well, and I'm sure for a time, for the most part,
But what are the eyes behind the mirror of the girl that keeps posting those pictures?
Like, that she wants everybody to think that she's doing great, that she's happy.
Exactly, though.
Well, that or she's just showing off to other women, because I know that women can be that, like, grimy to, like, I don't know. Some women just like to show off, man. They're just like, hey, look, bitches, I have a good man. He got me this nice ring, this awesome dress, and we're spending $500,000 on a fucking wedding venue. Fuck y'all single bitches. Or you broke bitches with your broke man and 5 kids.
They just had a kid. They just keep taking pictures, like store-bought pictures with the kid and shit.
Oh, yeah. Well, that might be just baby fever. I have no idea.
So to them, their destination, like I said, their destination is they've created this aura that makes them think, oh, well, I'm going to get married someday. And I was explaining to my girlfriend.
Yeah, no, well, they're told that from a young age. Like, you're going to get
exactly.
married, you're going to find a good man.
So do you think that's destiny, or does somebody just
No, that's people, like, bashing that shit into your skull all your life, being like... That's why some girls are told, like, oh, you're a princess. And then they got these princess complexes. Like, later on, they go, like... I'm being taken care of. I'm a fucking queen. Yeah, because your daddy told you were a princess all your goddamn life, but you ain't no queen, all right? You working at a waitress at Denny's, all right? Exactly. Get the fuck out of here. Like, and now COVID, you ain't even working as a waitress at Denny's.
Exactly. So now they lost.
You're doing an OnlyFans shooting, like, online, trying to make $50. Like,
and I believe in creating your own destiny.
Yeah, there's no fate but what you make.
Yeah,
I love that term.
I think if you, because I was explaining to you just now before this about the podcast, if I care about money and like how much money or revenue I'm going to make off of this, it's not going to work.
Yeah. Because that's just what's going to be driving.
It's robotic, and it's like you're just thinking like, "Oh man, I'm gonna make it one day." It's like I said, there's people I love rap music. Mm-hmm. I listen to rap music all the time, and I listen to all these people always put me onto these new artists, right? Mm-hmm. And then the new artist flops. You want to know why? Because all he cares about is the money. So he's making the same decisions as everyone else. Most of the rappers that are successful have created their own wave.
Well, not to mention, you can't half-ass anything, and if you go in for just the money, you're half-assing it, because your heart's not really in it. You're doing this as a job. You just show up, you're like, this is work, get paid, and I mean...
Well, some people are successful with that because they're passionate.
Yeah, but, I don't know, man. Yeah, you're probably right, but... I just think that when you actually care about what you're doing, and, like, you, like... are not just in it for the money, you're gonna put in more effort than if you're just like. So you couldn't. Okay, so say I was a chef, right? Uh-huh. And I was really good at cooking, but I wasn't passionate about cooking, right? Do you think that I could still be successful if I was not only not passionate about the cooking, but passionate about the work around me and being successful at the cooking? I mean, yeah, in that sort of retrospect, I think you could, but I feel like somebody who's like passionate about cooking and good at cooking will make more of a better meal overall. Like if you're, that's just my, I guess, optimistic side, hoping that like, this guy is putting the extra effort in because he cares to put the extra effort in. He'll do, even if it's just by taste, I feel like somebody who cares more is going to come with a performance dish. Like, you see those cooking shows, and they're like, oh, this is mine, and they both taste delicious, but the plating was so much better on this guy, because he was just a little bit more meticulous, because he's like, turned it down. I'm going to put this little creme brulee sauce over here. So just because he added that little... He makes it more appealing to the palate by, like, a visual, like...
What's that sprinkle guy's name they had on the social media, the sprinkle guy? I can't remember his freaking name, They had memes of this guy for, like, a year. The sprinkle guy. I don't know. No, but I'm just saying, like, the only reason why I brought him up is because it was like that what they Salt Bae. That's what the guy's name was. Salt Bae. Yeah, but the reason why I brought him up is because of like I said, the what's being created. He could be making the shittiest food ever, yo. Yeah. But the fact that he did that made everyone be like, oh, I want to be like him. That is the coolest thing I've ever seen in my life. Yeah. And it's like, no. He just did some stupid ass gesture that just was interesting.
I don't really know too much about Salt Bae.
He's like,
oh, he just does that? Yeah. Oh my god.
And they had the memes and they had the emojis.
Yeah.
And then they
I don't know about being an internet meme really should count as success though. Like,
no, but you see what I'm talking about?
I feel like that you're being like
no, but that has been created for people now have been getting revenue and money off of shit based off of that now.
Yeah, because they're willing to exploit people fucking being like,
like my favorite podcaster. I was telling Yeti and Aisha showed me a video of this guy, like 2 years before I discovered him.
Yeah.
Like, I wasn't into, like, you showing me memes and shit. Like, I'd be like, get that shit out of here.
Yeah.
Like, move.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then one day I just watched him doing this, like what we're like the way we're talking.
Yeah.
And I was like, whoa, I'm intrigued by that.
Yeah.
And then I typed in his name, and it was the video she showed me like 2 months before that. You know what he did?
What?
He knew a lot of famous rappers based off of a friend of his. And what he did was he offered them like rides, like he did the little taxi cab thing, and then he freaked out and like did some like stupid stuff in the car where they would end up reacting, either punch him in the face or telling him to get out. And he did enough of those until people paid attention to him.
I mean, as they say, there's no such thing as bad publicity or whatever. Like, if it gets you in front of the camera for your 15 seconds of fame, to some people, that's worth it. They'll do whatever stupid shit you throw their way or they can think of. I mean, I feel like that's kind of desperate, but hey,
I feel the same way, but we
know,
could be pieces of shit. Not pieces of shit, but like
some people might be pissed off about us saying that shit.
Yeah, because people just think that's.
Well, jolly good for them.
It's the fucking norm now, yo.
Well, because there's cameras everywhere nowadays, dude.
Yeah.
Go fucking, I hear London's fucking filled with them. I don't know for sure, but there's cameras, I'm sure, all over the United States. Every streetlight camera, they could access that. Everybody has a camera in their fucking pocket. People love to be on camera nowadays, and they're so much more comfortable about it. And that's just how it is.
Yo, but that's what I mean by destiny. Because I go, all right, do you make these things happen, or do they just happen? Because like, what are the chances? What are the chances that you're in the situation where someone sees you doing those things, and then you gain like revenue, like Justin Bieber, right? When he was a kid. Someone had to have caught him on film.
Usher didn't
playing guitar.
He put
they were talking about
didn't he
that.
put his shit online and then Usher noticed him?
Yeah, some
shit like that.
You see what I'm saying? What are the chances of that? So
I mean,
like some people
for
create
him,
that
he
to
was
happen.
talented. Like when you have talent, it's easier to get picked up. And nowadays, if you put yourself out there, you have a chance of being picked up by somebody. You also have the chance of being picked up by some shitty fucking probably back alley agent that's gonna like maybe metaphorically and literally fuck you in your ass, but you have equally good chance of getting picked up by somebody like Usher that's gonna take you under your wing and make you a success like Justin Bieber. But you know, that's both luck and cause and effect. He got lucky, he got picked up by somebody like Usher, and it's cause and effect by he put his shit out there or somebody put his shit out there. And that's the cause and the effect, or what I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. I talked about that on the last episode when I was like, it's weird how things like one entity can be created based off of a whole bunch of different actions that just come from different areas. Like what you're saying about the Justin Bieber thing, it was possible for them to be on terms with. It's not just that time for that type of person to be out. It's all about timing.
Yeah. Well, yeah, exactly. I mean, and if you miss your timing, then you probably missed your shot, at least right then. And
on the way to doing this podcast thing, right? Mm-hmm. I thought of Ramen On Friday being an album, right?
Yeah.
And I was like, damn, food for thought. And I loved watching podcasts, but I never even thought about naming it Ramen On Friday. I was thinking about, like, what works for people. Like, I like pain and struggle and, like, watching people relate to other people, right? So when I was watching, I was like, all right, damn, you could give people information without having to... In so many different forms.
Yeah.
Not just music, not just talking to somebody, just so many different, by painting, anything. And then the podcast thing started, which is timing, because now everyone is flooding the market with these conversations, right? But what's so dope about it is it's based off of, it's like a Facebook page. It's like based off of your own. Everyone has a conversation different.
Yeah. Like, so you could appeal to a different audience and say this or that, but, just got to find your audience.
There could be a million podcasts and still tons of people have views and pay attention to it.
Well, because there's so many people, and like you said, there's different viewpoints, different, everybody likes to hear different shit.
But where so music, it doesn't happen like that. Music comes in waves. Certain types of people take over at that time.
I guess I don't know too much about music like that. Man. I guess.
Well, I'll explain it to you.
Yeah.
I'll use somebody else. Okay. Drake, right?
Yeah.
I don't freaking Drake, whatever, right?
Yeah.
But when he started doing that singing shit on records,
and
then Kanye did the 808s and heartbeats with the singing stuff.
Yeah.
It created a wave, which then created other artists to be like, well, this isn't working for me. So how about I copy off this person?
Oh, okay. So like, okay, I get you there.
This isn't working for me, so how about I copy off this person?
Well, because they see somebody else successful, and then they're gonna try and.
But you can't do that with a podcast. You can't just go in and have the same.
I mean, you could try. Fuck
you could try.
I'm sure there's hundreds of dudes trying to copy Joe Rogan right now. Trying to just be like, if I can just suckle on that sweet heat. God, man, these... Dude...
Yeah, but it's not going to work. Because it's not the same.
No, they're probably not. No, because they're just copying shit. And people have been doing that for a while. Look at Ja Rule.
Yeah.
He tried to be Tupac.
Yeah.
I mean...
He really did. You're right. No, he's right. I remember
he
when...
come out and say it.
No, I remember when he had the album Pain is Love, and I saw the cover, and I don't think you ever seen this cover.
No,
But, AJ, can you pull the cover up and show him the cover? The Pain is Love cover? When I saw that cover, when I was a kid, my mom owned that album, and I saw the cover, and I was like, damn, well, doesn't this look fucking familiar?
I mean...
You know what I mean?
I gotta see this.
And it was like... I never understand like how they make these waves like that.
That motherfucker wants to be Tupac. Or he wanted to be Tupac. If Ja Rule ever
but I don't even think it was.
him.
I don't think it's him. Like you said about Destiny, it's not really a Destiny thing. It's the people in the room were like, This gonna work for you.
Yeah, no, of course. He probably wouldn't want to do that. He had some dude being
I get so pissed when they do that too.
See how hopping Ja Rule is?
I get so pissed when they do that too.
Yeah.
Because I'm looking at the person. That was a rapper, OT Genesis. I don't know if AJ knows who this dude is. OT Genesis. I remember the first time I discovered him, I like to watch, I'm a hip hop head, so I like to watch like the freestyles in the morning and all of that. And this guy freestyled in the morning. He was nasty. And he was a lyrical lyricist. And then he made that song, I'm in love with the cocoa.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
So then that song had came out and he was jumping. I was in the club. I was rocking and everything.
Everybody.
And then one day I was in the car and somebody was like, yo, you know OT Genesis? And I was like, yeah, I seen him freestyle before. He said, oh, this is his song. And I was like, well, a guy like that made this song?
Yeah.
It's based off of Sublime Demand.
He
could make way better music he could make way better music than that. But he chose to dumb it down based off of his destination.
Well, yeah, because he wanted to sell some shit and get famous. Yeah, some people are willing to do that shit because...
So you agree with me that everyone's selling something?
Well, yeah. If they're trying to make money or get something back, that's how, this barter system works. You got to give something to get something. So, and you want to sell either your image, your music, your something. That's how you got to survive in today's world.
No, I think it's a lot more difficult than that.
Yeah.
Because a lot of the people that have become famous, whether it be like you said, a Kurt Cobain or Janis Joplin or
Betty White,
even her.
Jimi
Hendrix. they're based off of creating an aura off of doing what not everyone else is doing. Prince.
Yeah.
One of them.
Okay.
You know what I mean? When I first saw Prince, I was like, what the... See, you're not allowed to say this in front of fucking people. But like when I was like, man, look how gay this motherfucker looks. So just look at this.
Oh, no, he was effeminate.
Right? And then you listen to the music and you're like, well, damn.
Yeah.
Right? And the thing about it is now he's created, okay, I can do whatever I want. Yeah. I can fucking dress this way and be accepted. I don't care. Just like the same thing what people did with Ozzy Osbourne when he bit the thing off, the pigeon off? The bat off by accident. He did that by accident. But he created something.
I think that there's trend setters and there's trend followers. And the people like dressed up like the trend setters or like Ja Rule dressed up like, you know, doing like trying to emulate the person setting the trend. And like Prince is somebody's like, fuck you, I'm gonna do my thing. And he sets a trend, and people follow that shit, and that's why you get people on the street dressed up like him, people trying to emulate his music or do his thing. And, you know, they're unique individuals, and that's just what the people were feeling at the time.
See, Ja Rule explained something one time. I watched him. See, I'm a head. I'm an interview head. Yeah. Ja Rule got interviewed one time when he was beefing with 50 Cent, and they asked him, they said, what's going on between you and that 50 Cent guy? And he said, you know what's been created? A buddy hustler. So you just said that he looks like Tupac in a picture, but he explained the buddy hustler being sometimes you make decisions that make you successful, and then someone else sees it and they want to be attached to your name immediately. That's what's called a buddy hustler.
Well, yeah, you know what I mean?
So like if I'm doing a podcast and I'm successful and this guy that's never done it before doesn't want to do it, then out of nowhere he wants to do it, then he's doing it exactly the same way that I do it. To him, that's being created as a buddy hustler, right?
Yeah. Well, he's trying to feed off, like, get something out of your success. He's trying to feed off of it.
Exactly, right? Mm-hmm. But isn't what he did the same thing?
What, dress up like that?
Yeah.
No, the motherfucker was dead, and then he takes his image to try and fucking promote his shit. No, like, that's like, what you described to me is like, the guy's still alive, you became famous, or you're starting to pop off, and now he wants to get involved. It's not like, somebody shot Dev, we need somebody to take over, and then this dude hops up like, I'll do it. Like, that's what
like the shit. Movie, like Other Guys.
Yeah, like
what was it? Hanson and Dawson, they died. The Rock, when they jumped off they dropped. You ever seen the Other Guy?
Yes,
they jumped off the thing.
Aim for the bushes.
There's
no bushes anywhere. They're in the middle of the city. Yeah, man, it's like that shit. They just hop up like, it. Like, that's what that was in my eyes. I mean, come on, man. Like, if Pac was alive and they were doing like the buddy thing there, he was like, yeah, man, I'm just trying to represent, like, you know, and they were cool about it.
Dude, but it's all about, like I said, your destiny is all about timing, because at that time,
that's opportunity to me, man. That's not destiny. There's a difference between opportunity and destiny. Ooh. Destiny says you were preordained to be here at this time, and opportunity is, I'm fucking here. I'm making this my time. Like, you know, I'm taking this opportunity.
You're an opportunist.
And see, well, yeah, because people are...
But an opportunity can turn into a destination or being...
Yeah, but people will tell you... Destiny people will tell you it was your destiny to take that opportunity. But they'll also tell you it was your destiny that wasn't your opportunity if you fucking bitch out and you don't take it. Like, dude, there's this girl that I really want to ask out. And I'm fucking shy and stupid and awkward. And I've had multiple opportunities to ask her out. And I could sit there and be like, it was destiny for me not to ask her out there. No, it was me being a bitch. Choice. I was being a bitch, and I was making an excuse like, we're at work. And, you know, she's busy, I'm busy. Which, yeah, they're true. But how long does it take to stop somebody and be like, hey, you want to grab lunch or dinner?
I trip up. Because if something like that happens to me, and, like, say something happens, like what I think you were talking about it one time. Like I don't have a time to, like, have a conversation with this girl, but I'm attracted to her. I'm like, in my brain, when I leave her, I was like, man, that was supposed to happen.
See, but that's what that's not what I tell myself. I'm like, man,
I tell myself that was supposed to happen. And I'm like, that was supposed to happen.
That's the difference in mentality I feel people have. And I'm not trying to knock people who believe in destiny. It's just like, I don't...
That's just your opinion.
Yeah, I don't believe in it.
That's what I keep trying to
can't prove that it exists, doesn't exist, you know? And so I'm just like, cool. I let people do their own thing, you know?
But what if one day you just randomly have a conversation with this girl and then 10 years down the line you're married to her? That could be possible.
Well, depending on how happy the marriage is, I'm going to be like, this is whether it's a blessing or a curse.
Even if it's shitty, even if the marriage is shitty, it's still a destination. It could have been destiny for you to meet that person. Because sometimes you have a shitty marriage or I've had this, right, with a girlfriend before, right? I met this girl when I was at my lowest point. My father figure had passed away. And her father figure passed away when she was very young. And me and her were very destructive together. Right? Me and this girl. But we constantly, it was like we were destructive, but when we got each other alone, it was like undeniable. Yeah. It was freaking weird. Right?
Okay.
Now, my mother taught me that some people come in your life for reasons.
Yeah.
Like, you might not have wanted them to come, but they were sent for a reason.
I don't believe that's preordained.
Okay, now I know what you was going to say.
Go ahead, no,
but I see. Then I look at that way because what are the chances of me and this girl meeting and then the same type of things happen to us both, right? And we both are the only ones that understand each other. It was like we would speak a certain type of language when we were by ourselves that no one else could speak. Maybe I made that up in my mental. But at the same time, I learned a lot from that relationship.
Yeah, and I learned a lot from most of my relationships, but that doesn't mean I don't look at them as preordained.
That doesn't mean I wasn't supposed to break up with her. That just means that, like, it was that. See, and girls get mad at you for this. Like, your new girlfriend will be like, why'd you bring her up? Like, do you want to get back with her or something? And it's like, no, I don't want to get back with the girl. I just know that I learned you make mistakes. You pick yourself back up from them, and that person shared something with you that not others had shared with you. So then you might have been destined to break up with them, but if you didn't meet them, you wouldn't have learned certain things. You've taken something from them.
Yeah, I don't see it like. I don't get why you would have to be destined to break up with somebody, destined to meet somebody. Why can't it just be dumb luck? From that person. Why can't it just be dumb luck? Like, why does everybody count luck out? Why can't Lady Luck get some loving in this equation?
Because sometimes there's luck, but like I said, you've taken something from that situation.
Yeah, but
like me, I learned to have from that situation. I learned how to have more balls. I learned how.
But that's experience teaching you shit. That's not destiny being like, here you go. You made it through.
But if she didn't want me, I wouldn't have had none of that experience.
Yeah, but she's their own person. They ain't no divine will being like, hey, bitch, holla at this dude. Nah, it's her looking at you, listening to you, peeking you up and down, feeling you, understanding you, doing all that shit, and vice versa. That's what that shit is. It's not like some divine wind coming in and being like, blowing in the air like, that dick tastes good. Like, you know, it's her just being like, I'm feeling this guy. Let me give him a ride. Let me check him out. Let me see how he is. And you being like, got this. That's all that is.
Come on, Mike. You telling me that never happened to you before?
What? Like, I just ran into a chick and it's like, bam, and it's like everything seemed to line up and work out. Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, that's happened to me with a girl before. But I ain't looking at it like fate. I'm being like, right time, right place, luck, opportunity, grasped it, fucking shit went good. She was feeling me for some odd fucking reason because I'm an awkward fuck. And it went from there. And it ended, obviously, because I'm single now, but shit worked out. You know, and...
Yo, every single girlfriend I've ever had, I've learned something from.
Yeah, but you learn something from dealing with anybody. Like, you know, I fucking... I went to a McDonald's and I saw this guy come in from the drive-thru, yelling and screaming, throws his bag down, yells at everybody, and walks out. And I learned never to do that, because that's a dickheadish thing to do. Everybody's going to look at you like a fucking asshole. You're not going to get your food.
Trying to compare it like if you walk in the middle of the street and then you get hit by a car.
You learned a lesson.
Yeah.
You learn to look both ways or not walk in the middle of the fucking street. You learned a lesson there. I think life teaches you lessons, and dealing with people is part of life. And that teaches you shit. That's not destiny. The only set destiny I will give you is after you're born is you will die. Not to be morbid, but that's the only preordained thing in your life. But that's true for any living thing. I'm not trying to be sad.
No.
Everything that lives will die, and that's the only destiny I see set in stone until science or some mighty Buddha comes down to prove me wrong on that.
Like Fry with the time machine.
Oh yeah, like somebody would have to prove me wrong through science or some divine entity. Or magic. I'll even take magic. If you're like a fucking wizard and you come to me like Gandalf the Grey and like I've been living for thousands of years, I'd be like,
yeah.
But
fucking.
I mean, I just don't like to think that anything's preordained because I don't like people tangling my strings like I'm a puppet on a stage. Like I am an actor on a stage, but I have free will to play my part.
You like control.
I do like control. I won't lie. I'm not like a control freak, but I like being in control of myself. That's why I like to take responsibility for when I fuck up. And, we're human. Sometimes we don't like to acknowledge that shit. But, when I fuck up, I try and be honest about it. Like, like if I'm fucking up your podcast, let me know. I'll be I'm sorry, man.
You can't fuck anything
I know.
up. Because of it's like therapeutic. You're having a conversation with somebody. So you get to say what the fuck you want.
True.
That's the whole purpose of this.
Yeah.
I don't like censored people, and I've never liked censor in general. Fucking rip that parental advisory sticker off the fucking thing and throw it in the trash. I've never.
But I was gonna say, going back to your thing, I do think, like I was saying, people are predictable. So I think you can see destiny in certain shit, or like see preordained shit. Because people can be predictable as shit. Just like why some girl who keeps on having shitty relationships keeps going back to these shitty dudes because there's a pattern there. Not like that's she's destined to deal with shitty dudes, or a guy keeps going back to a chick that throws a frying pan at him every Sunday because he's late getting home with his friends or some shit. That's a pattern, and that's not.
There's always some girl that's like that.
Oh yeah, no, my Aunt Edie beat the shit out of like 5 of her husbands. That's why they all left.
God,
she had to go to anger management one time, and I went with her. And I'll admit, I was young, I was reckless. I didn't actually listen to them because it was basically a crock of shit in my eyes. I get where they're coming from now, but the guy was talking about, he's like, oh, when somebody does this or somebody does that, or the guy cuts you off or the guy flicks you off, it's your fault. You got angry. It's your fault. And at the time I was like, fuck that. That's so stupid. I didn't have to be there. My mom wanted me to go. She was worried about me. Mm-hmm. So I was like, fuck this. I'm leaving. So I get up and I start walking out. The guy starts wigging out on me. He's like, where are you going? I'm like, I'm leaving. He's like, you can't leave. I was like, the hell I can't. Like, I don't have to be here. I'm not court ordered. He's like, well, you're going to have to deal with your anger issues the rest of your life. I was like, cool, bye. And I just left. But I get where he's coming from because it's on you if you act.
If you act and you react off of the shit.
Yeah, like you can get angry. It's an understandable thing.
Yo, my pops, he says that all the time. Like he's a correctional officer. Yeah. He does it all the time. It fucking pisses me off, yo, when I hear that shit. He doesn't know, but it pisses me off. Like, he'll be like, well, it doesn't matter if